My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, I say that this is just a little moment when we kind of took care of these little wings back here, and I say that for the rest of this robin, there's probably a little place or two where we got another little thing or two to do, and I say kind of move along here to where we're going to put a little bit of more work into the underside now, and that's going to be some work of its own. And I just come by to tell you all that I ordered this walnut off at Etsy. It came covered in wax. That's probably the reason why it is so slick, but I say that, you know, it's good to have a little good piece to work on a project with, and that is what we've got here. Might even say for the future, might consider a different way of doing this, but come down to what we're going to have is just going to be a nice little thing, you know, that kind of comes and goes a little ways, where I say that the little chippling along shall make it so we shall see the tummy of this little robin kind of have its nice little ways to work a little kindness into our hearts. And I say that it's kind of like there was a certain church I used to go to. There's a certain lady I knew there, and I know her name real well now because I've known her for years, but her name was Robin, and I'd say the first one or two times I forgot who she was and had to have her remind me of her name, and she told me again, and she said, like the bird. So that's just kind of the little way we see as to how the little carving comes out. I come by to tell y'all that it may have been a little hot out today, but I'm getting to the point where I'm going to probably start wearing this pullover for my videos a little more often. It might be the better thing than just wearing the plain shirt. So that's kind of where little projects and works shall come along in the making. I've got a nice little birdie to show to you, and just see how this little impressive thing shall come out. Even before I started recording these videos, I had already gotten the thumbnail made out for them, and I will say, you know, by now, by the time this is uploaded, the Cardinal series is complete, but it's become one of those things where when it really comes down to the actual way of the project, you see a nice little bird making a kind of nice little way out of the little swamp for what it really does, and tell you all that kind of like all this little chatter, 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 and all the things, and kind of watched a certain tutorial on YouTube that gave me an idea how to improve a thumbnail a little better and your tags and things. Some of these things I've started working on as well, getting them down to where we just see nice little things come in the making. I would also just kind of be happy later on to just kind of see how this is going to turn out. I've seen some of my videos that have already gone public show up in ways in the Google searches. I've kind of appreciated how that has gone, and I say there's probably a thing or two we can do here. We kind of got to narrow things down a little bit, down to the back of the belly, and make it so nice little robin shell be on your side as a nice little freaking worm catcher, I say. And little things in life that will blow you away as you look down to them and see how heaven awaits you to see what it's going to be. We're getting down to where we kind of trim the belly a bit. We're going to try to get a little bit out of a little wing to the body. Kind of see how things are going to show you a little better work. And I'd say this is the part where when you've got a certain piece of walnut, it can get really hard. Maybe if I had a better piece, I wouldn't be struggling with this part of the carving so much, but I'm having to take it along and just go my best ways about it here. And it's not so much the wood as much as it is the cut that has to be made here. The cut is kind of difficult, so I don't know how to really fit it in. And I say that, oh, the times in our lives when we're just moving along, making things a little better, just working kind of like all our special, nice little common ways. I say this is good carving wood. Probably the first time I ever saw somebody carving walnut, I saw them carving a sugar scoop out of it. They say that for little things like that, it's better to use a fruit or nut wood because it kind of works a little better, lasts a little longer. And as for me, I just like to take the types of woods and just, you know, carve little things to look at. Don't really make that many spoons or scoops or things like that that you really have to use, because those are the things I say you have to carve a certain way, just kind of make them useful. And so woods have a good way of lasting through us, making us see a little tiny space in our lives, and kind of like showing us a little extra spirit to do in all the nice little carvings that we make. I say it's like kindness pays, honesty pays. I say there's just a lot of kind of nice ways to shave about this wood, and I say we're getting a good little thing or two done here, so that's how this is just working along. I say nice little bird is just kind of seeing its ways that shall be a little marvelous and wonderful, like coming up to the chin here, and we just about got the head. Now with the last little robin that I carved, there was a little trouble kind of getting the beak just right, so we're gonna try to do a little better this time, make sure that we don't chip off too much, but that this is where we get started here, is kind of moving along the head, make the head a little thinner to begin with, and try to work out how this is going to make a nice little, good little scrap to show us a good little bit of art that shall kind of have nice little ways of good little freaking work. I say try to remove a little bit more off the top of the head and come around where the head gets thinner and makes it so the robin is just nice and neat. Say kind of getting down to it where we got a thinner head now, and so I say that this is just kind of little good motion that we take about the nice little piece of walnut that is brown like the bird. And so with little things we have here, try to make sure we kind of get a little width of the head about to the center, make it so it's going to be the bird it needs to be. When we see things kind of come into the light of it all, I say birds of a feather. It's just one good little phrase. So thank you all so much, and take care. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.